I'm on the internet. It's me. The guy from the internet. Talking into this microphone. It's gained all the way down, but it seems like I'm looking at this audio level bouncing. It looks like it's bouncing good. It looks like it's bouncing good. Yeah. Hi. Hello. I mean, maybe it's because I'm talking directly into this microphone. I can't tell you if it sounds good or not, because why would I know? I'm here making the sound. I can't make the sound and hear the sound. I mean, I could, but it's not. It's just not how I do it. All right, I'm going to try and turn this microphone a little bit. All right. Speaking of good sounds, let's take it to space. Space train. Well, hang on. Let me see if I can get this so I can see chat at the same time. If I move chat over here and then move this other crap, I don't have stream health. I don't know. It's healthy. It's fine. Sit this over here. You guys like Space Train? Whoa. I don't know. Good movie. Kind of weird to have in-game ads in Space Train here, but you know, what are you gonna do? Oh. Yeah. We got. That thing just jets out from the side and does you. It's unfair, I think. It's just. I just gotta shoot the space train. Sitting in a flop house, shooting that space train. Let me know if the game audio is like a good level, you know? Because I took it down, you know? I turned it down pretty low from the looks of it. It's looking... See, this is the power of OBS. It's just when you go back to OBS... Something where they were like, hey, what if we just put audio sliders right on the face of it so you could just adjust it? What if we just did that for you and you could just do that without having to jump through a billion hoops like on some other software packages? And I'm like, that's crazy. You'll never get away with it. But here we are. Here we are on the space train. Yep. See? That gets you every time. It's not the space train that gets you. It's the space sideways thing that's just like, check this out. Space Train is a bad fake Centipede, in case you didn't put that bit together already. It's 1 or 2 players. It has a lot of sound effects that make it sound like it's just like a bootleg Galaxian hardware or something. You know? Yeah, no, none of us can believe how much Centipede ripped off Space Train. That's a good point. Those dirtbags, those filth lords. Back in 1981, Space Train was born. What is Centipede? Centipede is 1980, right? Let's look. Yeah, Centipede's 1980. Played a lot of Centipede trackballs. Trackballs are cool and super impractical in this day and age. Oh man, it's gonna get down to the bottom and then more heads are gonna appear. Okay. I got the mouse sensitivity on this is out of control. My problem with Centipede is I'm not good at building the tube. There's like a right way to play Centipede where you're trying to build a tube of mushrooms. What is it, like between like the third and fourth digit of your score or something? And then you just sit at the bottom of that tube shooting the Centipede as it gets trapped into it, and just kind of play it for hours and hours and become the lunatic who's way too good at Centipede. Oh no, Scorpion. Shit. They poisoned all those mushrooms. That's bad. Ah! What are my thoughts on the upcoming Street Fighter Anniversary Collection? I don't know. I don't like that it doesn't have online in all the games. I get why you would want to maybe limit it so that, you know, you're not like saying, hey, here's 10 Street Fighters and no one's ever going to find another match in one of them because everyone's searching in different games. But I want Alpha 2 to be online. So... See, the poisoned, you gotta shoot the head off them when they're poisoned or they stop. Fuck. There's a lot of poison mushrooms. This is bad. This is going to be bad for me. It's going to keep being bad. I think it's great, but weird and not all that useful that they're emulating the weird, like, what is it, like 4-cabinet tournament mode, that there was like a specific version of Super Turbo that you could hook up cabinets together for like a multiplayer tournament, and it was like not a great way to run a tournament. But they've emulated it with, like, if you have 4 switches or whatever, you can totally do this, which is like a good weird thing to do, but not. Like, in practice, not actually a thing that I would want to do more than once other than to load it up and go, oh, that's cool. This is, like, the first time I've seen, like, this game networked together this way since the game was released, I guess. Was it 19,729? Who do we submit that to so that I get paid or whatever happens? I don't know. There are a lot of... You know what? You know what's good? Centipede's cool and all, but I totally spelled that wrong. Nope, spelled it wrong again. I'm too stupid to do this. There we go. Millipede. sequel, follow-up. Oh, see, I'm wasting all my DDT. The mushrooms move down a notch every time you finish a stage. It's ridiculous. And this DDT is just crazy. Oh, see, that whatever that bug was touched the flower, made it harder to kill it. I don't know. That fucker. What is this fucker doing? Ah. Ah. It's bad news. I guess what is that? What is that, like an earwig or something instead of a scorpion? Centipedes are freaky, man. I don't know if you've seen a centipede in real life or not, but shit's fucked up. Yo. More and more bugs, and I don't like bugs. That score, let's call it less good than the high scores, I guess. It's just how it goes sometimes. They ported these games to a lot of different platforms over the years. You know, it's like Centipede and like Missile Command, I think, are a couple of games that really suffered by being trackball games, you know? So just home machines at the time. I mean, there was a trackball for the 5200, but like, let's face it, no one had that thing. So I think this is probably the version of Centipede I played the most. Yeah, definitely. This is the Atari 8-bit version, 400, 800, what have you. Control's okay with the joystick. I mean, it's just kind of a different thing at that point, you know? Missile Command was always the same way. It's got a specific timing and feel to it with a trackball that you just don't get any other way. And a mouse can kind of do it, you know. Now that we're just straight up emulating the arcade version, you know, whenever possible. Instead of these home ports, like, yeah, you can play it with a mouse. It doesn't even look like a scorpion. It looks like a dude with his arms up and a tail. Looks like a ghost. Fuck off. Ah. All right. Oh. That was... I should not have been over there. It was a little too risky. Or a shot from the other, like left to right or whatever, because so when you kill anything, a mushroom appears when you kill a centipede piece. And so that causes, if there's another centipede head in front of it, it immediately goes down a level. Oh! Up! Well. 22,805. I'll take it. Yeah, so I don't know. That's the version of Centipede I played most. Was that Atari home computer version? Been thinking about this game a lot. I'm not really sure why. It just comes up a lot in my mind. Up here. I am thinking a lot about Zeke, the Zookeeper here. Let's just play. The air control on the jumps in this game is what makes it work. So if you've never seen this before, you draw more cage around the animals. Damn it, I'm going to miss every one of these things, aren't I? Got that one. And so you have to you try to prevent them from getting out. And then you get a bonus for however many are in there. You see on the little timer up top, the little burning fuse there. Some of those items are just like bonus points, but the net is a net. So if you get these animals that are on the outside, you can use the net to put them back inside. Like so. Like a power pellet in a Pac-Man game. And then every few stages you get this sick bonus stage. It's just platforming. Yikes! I guess it's not so much a bonus stage as it is just every few stages you do this. Alright, now there's no cage. Alright, we need that. Get in there, camel. Stupid snakes. So you want to keep drawing the cage, keep them in, get these ice cream sundaes, because them's some points. This game also has a comma in its score. A lot of games didn't put commas in the score. I don't know why or nothing. It's just... Alright. So far, Operation Keep 'em Caged. Not going. Alright, we need that. Oh no! These camels are worth the most points. Because they're camels, you know. Actually, no, I guess they weren't worth the most. Alright, well, I was wrong. Oh, get there! Oh, man, that was rough. That sucked. Trophy. this the bonus stage? Yeah, okay. So this bonus stage actually gives you like a slightly better look at the air control you have than the stages themselves sometimes do. Oh, come on. Get over there. All right. All right. Extra life. Ugh. That moose is just tearing through this cage. At least I get some points for jumping over animals. You know, more points for jumping over a lot of them. That's too far to try to jump. I screwed that up. That's right. Fuck back in that cage. The cage is not doing well. Here's the answer to that question. No. Ah! Well. That's the wrong. Well. Screw that up. Now no one will ever know. Here's the thing. Zookeeper's a good-ass game. That's it. That's the thing. Yeah, no, you're right. Those animals are like Kid Rock. They're just like, hey, authority. And whatnot. Oh, man. Yeah, so I don't know. I've just been screwing around with stuff, setting stuff up again, all over again. You know, it's been a long time since the great OBS failure of November 2017. That got me to switch to XSplit there, and I got so tired of how that thing handles audio that I switched back, and now I got to rebuild all these things, the scrolling grid, the box art, all this stuff. It's a whole thing. But it's getting back up to speed. Doing my thing. Let's try something a little different and a little worse than Zookeeper. Let's see here. What do we got that's good? Good. Okay. No. Well. Let's see how this goes. Curious about how this will even look. So far, looking great. Okay. Okay. So far, just I'm gonna move the chat over here so that it's more readable when I'm playing this stuff. Let's speed this up and see if anything happens. It doesn't seem like it's going to happen. All right. Well, this might not run properly then. Let's try a different thing. What was it? It was there's this really bad collection of arcade games. I believe it's just called, yes, Arcade Classics. This is a bad collection of arcade games that's not these are not the classic versions of these games, that's for certain. All right, yes, play. I sat in this chair with my legs crossed too long, and my right foot is now completely asleep. Ooh. I really screwed that one up. Oh. Okay. So let's try Galaga for the CDI. That's what everyone was looking for, right? Imagine spending like, what is it, like $700 or something on a CDI, and then going like, oh, well, this is like an expensive machine. It should be able to handle these arcade classics just fine, and then getting it and realizing like what a shit fest this version of Galaga is. Like this muffled audio and just like the speed is all wrong. Let's just get captured and just end the game. Oh no, well, that ends it either way. Just this like really nightmarish version of this game. Is there any way to get back to... I don't think I can like get back to the menu. I think it's just like once you load up Galaga, that's it. You fucked up. Now you're playing Galaga with a mouse. It's all so abrupt. Take me. It won't even let you shoot. The arcade version lets you shoot while you're spinning. This version does not. Okay, so we've established that it's possible for CDI games to boot and run properly. But what else is there on this hit platform to play? This might not work at all, huh? Zelda, I mean, like, I could play one of those Zelda games, but like, that stuff's out there. Yeah, see, I don't have my digital video cartridge loaded, unfortunately, so I need to contact my local CDI dealer. And check it out. I'm more into the Mario Brothers than The Legend of Zelda, personally. Look at that hot intro. Digital video. It's so fancy. Welcome to the Fantasy Factory. Ugh.
Nice of the princess to invite us over for a picnic, eh, Luigi? I hope she made lots of spaghetti. Luigi, look! It's from Bowser. Dear pesky plumbers, the Koopalings and I have taken over the Mushroom Kingdom. The princess is now a permanent guest at one of my 7 Koopa hotels. I dare you to find her if you can. We gotta find the princess. And you gotta help us. If you need instructions on how to get through the hotels, check out the enclosed instruction book. Looks kinda peaceful. Looks are deceiving when Koopas are involved.
That's what Luigi's good for. We walk on him. He loves it. So I think the goal here is to just close the doors. Also, I don't think you can jump on the heads of the enemies and kill them in this game. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Sorry. I feel like this game would be more appropriate if, like, you played as Krusty the Clown or something, you know? Like those Acclaim Simpsons games or something. Oh, how did that happen? Oh, okay, you can kill him. I guess I just never timed it right before. I closed all the doors, now I get to float off into the sky. We used a font that is reminiscent of the Mario font you like, but put it in a game you won't like. Is that... I got a mushroom, whatever that does. Oops. That fucker opened that door down there. And I got so distracted by the doors getting opened that I died. I also keep mixing up the buttons because, you know, it's a 2-button game. What are you going to do? Jump, open, close door. It's easy to get those things confused. I looked at chat, walked into a Goomba, It's almost like I'm not super invested in being really good at Hotel Mario. That's not true. I fucking so badly want to be the leading authority on Hotel Mario strats that... Like, I don't know what the glowing... Does that just kill him? Oh, it just makes you invincible for a little bit? Okay. Sure. That's what mushrooms do. Do any CDI games actually hold up to the test of time? No, they were bad then. Like, that's the thing I think that people forget, or you know, it's easy to not know that part of context, is that this stuff was never good. There was never a time where people were like, oh man, this Legend of Zelda game is, you know, you heard about the idea that they were making one and you were like, oh, okay, well, that's... Yes, BB, save. Good, saved. Save my high scores. Like, this stuff was always shit. Like, at best, you know, the best thing you could say about it was stuff like, oh, hey, you know, they're doing full motion video stuff, or hey, they're doing, like, educational stuff with a lot of video, or something like that. But, like, the other thing was, like, the CDI controller was trash. So even in a best case scenario, like the input latency was bad. Just the whole thing didn't feel like a Super Nintendo or any of the weaker consoles that came before it. You know, just had a peppy feel to them that this thing just lacked completely. So out of the gate, this thing was just like a fucking joke. This was the system that was like coming out, and when this game was coming out, you were thinking of like Myst as like the future of games, and that was a scary thing at the time because, you know, Myst was like incredibly popular and a very big deal, and was getting ported everywhere, and people were like, oh man, the future of games. And then Hollywood wanted to suddenly get involved and make all these FMV games and all this stuff, and, you know, as someone who had already lived through the arcade era of Dragon's Lair and a lot of stuff like that, where you were like, those are cool, but they're barely video games. I mean, or in the traditional sense, like they just fucking play like trash. Compared to just like, hey, I move the joystick, the character moves, you know, and you go back to Dragon's Lair, it's you're just hitting the button, it goes boom, and then the animation plays, and then boom, which I have a respect for that now that I maybe didn't have then, but still, it's a lot. Let's see what else we got here, if there's anything that jumps out. Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty it's pretty rough, but since you asked for it, this is not a game I'm familiar with, so we'll see how it goes. Because you demanded it, it's now going to happen. Or at least I will attempt to make it happen for you here now. Let's play. Are there two Golgo 13 NES games? No, they both came out. Moffat Conspiracy is the second one.
Prepare landing sequence. Control operation normal. Roger for initial orbit. All systems go.
Thunder in Paradise does not run properly, unfortunately. I believe you need the digital video cartridge.
Countdown interrupted. Gravity detected. Navigation malfunction. Hold on to your space helmet. This is not going to be pleasant.
A space helmet.
What are you looking at? Hey, you go get yourself chased uku million light years across the galaxy and see if you bring in your space buggy in one piece. See, we got problems, pal. I'm talking zombie dinos, capiche? They're right behind me.
I capiche.
What? Did you think I was kidding?
Yes.
Dinos in the darkness, murder in their eyes, 20 tons of trouble, brain's been zombified. Let's kick some brain.
What?
Back to where they came from, back to where they came from. Let's kick some brain. Back to where they came from, to the far side of the moon. Call the military. They're eating mom and dad.
Let's get some brain. You're right. Yeah.
Things are looking bad. Whoa, let's kick some brain. Back to where they came from, back to where they came from. Let's kick some brain.
I mean, it says push this to begin, but why would I cut this off?
Quadrupeds on Main Street, T-Rexes in the mall. It's time to put a stop to
Now
it. It's time to
yeah.
be the call.
Maybe I should have cut this off. Quadrupeds.
Let's kick some brain. Back to where they came from, to the far side of the moon. Whoa, let's kick some brain. Back to where they came from, back to where they came from. Let's kick some brain. Back to where they came from, to the far side of the moon. Let's kick some brain. Back to where they came from, back to where they came from. Let's kick some brain. Back to where they came from.
Wow. This is still.
Let's kick some brain.
Loop it. Let's go. Oh no, is it just going to loop the whole intro because I didn't hit a button? Or did it assume that I wanted to play?
Now listen up.
Okay.
This ain't no plaything for small fry. This is a time machine.
Oh.
You and me, we gotta save the planet. My name? Well, ever since the brain blobs turned me into a dino droid, folks have been calling me Dexter.
Why?
You? I'm gonna call you Rocket Scientist. Yeah. Now you wanna know how this thing works, Rocket Scientist?
Oh no, you're breaking
All you
up.
gotta do is learn to push a few buttons. Uh-oh, looks like we have company on this channel.
Me name is Harry the Harrier, fool. I come from Zeltoid with the aliens to rule. I've learned trickery from Henry VIII and more, and I lead the brain blobs with a vengeance in store. I've traveled in the time machine a zillion more years than you. And though you may have it now, what good can you do? We've captured the dinos and brought them into today. Unless you move quickly, there'll be little more to say.
That guy's got brain for a face.
Okay, here's the deal. If you don't know how this contraption works, select this button, and I'll take you through the ropes. If you want to learn more about the dinos we're gonna track, select this button, and Machine Mind Sheila will open her memory banks to you. If you're ready
right,
to
Sheila.
kick some brain, select this button, and we're off to the jungle.
I do want to kick some brain.
Trust me, the CDI time machine is mega easy to use.
Oh, the
Once
CDI
you
time
get the
machine's
hang
mega
of a
easy
few
to
main
use.
buttons, it'll practically run on autopilot. Of course, knowing stuff about dinos will still be up to you.
Which dinosaur would you like to review?
Hello.
Tyrannosaurus rex, the king of the tyrant lizards, was without question among the dinosaur elite. A towering biped,
The dinosaur
it stood
elite?
nearly 20 feet tall, and from nose to tail it could grow to over 40 feet in length. Its 3-foot-long jaws were packed with vicious curved teeth. each one from 3 to 7 inches long and serrated like a steak knife. For its size, this creature had unusually
Yeah, I mean,
tiny
you know,
arms,
between Dude with a
often
Brain
no longer
Face
than
and
those of
Sheila
an adult
and
human.
now this just
The
like
2 long fingers on
pre-rendered
each of its hands
video
were
clip of a
tipped
spinning
with razor-sharp
dinosaur,
claws.
it's hard to argue with this
All
video
of this
game
adds up to a 4 or 5
in a
ton
qualitative
animal that was
sense.
basically an attitude with an appetite.
It speaks for itself.
Tyrannosaurus probably hunted alone, but modern scientists can't decide whether this dinosaur actually chased down its meals or scavenged whatever it could find.
Wow.
Still, there is little doubt that Tyrannosaurus was the most formidable meat-eater of the Cretaceous period.
Dope. I don't know what these other... Oh, okay. All right. That's just for kicking some brain, I guess.
Which dinosaur
Hi.
would you like to review?
What? Velociraptors, they're from that movie I've heard so much about.
Velociraptor lived in the late Cretaceous period, when the Earth's single great landmass...
Okay. Let's, I'm just going to say ahead of time here before we get into whatever this is. This just looks like Carmen Sandiego to me. The interface just kind of looks like Carmen Sandiego. So if this is like, where in Dinosaur is Carmen Sandiego?
Trust me, the CDI time machine is mega easy to use. Once you get the hang of a few main buttons, it'll practically run on autopilot. Of course, knowing stuff about dinos will still be up to you.
Oh, yeah, we want to know about the gruntometer.
Use the gruntometer to decide which square you wish to explore. By clicking the gruntometer, you will hear a dinosaur roar. There are 2 parts of the gruntometer that will help you pick a square. The compass gives you the direction. The distance gauge tells you how far away it is. Remember, the higher the arrow on the distance gauge, the closer you are to the right square. That means that if the distance arrow registers at the highest point, you are already on a square with a clue. Be warned, using the gruntometer wears down my batteries and uses up your time.
This is totally just going to be Carmen Sandiego.
When it's finally time to rescue a dinosaur, you must face Harry the Harrier. Harry will ask you questions which he will repeat if you click on the map button. Each time you get a question right,
What kind of
you'll lose
interface?
1/3 of the
He'll
force
repeat
field
it
protecting
if
his
you
brain
click on the
blob.
map button.
Get
Just
3 right,
put an
and
R
your
button on
dinosaur
here
is
somewhere.
saved. Get 3 wrong, and our dinosaur will be swept into the future, or what you like to refer to as the present. Not a pretty picture.
She seems so sad about the present. Let's kick some brain. I feel like I should probably have looked at more of the tutorials, but
It is time to time travel, friend. Please select the period you dare to visit.
well, I guess Jurassic, right? I've heard of that. We want to go where the dinosaurs are, so
Not a crook.
how many public domain clips you got?
You are in luck. According to my sensory circuits, the brain blobs are now attempting to zombify one dinosaur in this time period. Go forth, and be careful out there.
Okay, rocket scientist, that handsome little dino on the map is me.
Okay.
Select the gruntometer for a dino reading, then pick a sector, and I'll check it out.
Oh boy, I should have. I mean, which one's the gruntometer? You know, you told me how to use it, but you didn't tell me what. Okay, I think that was it. Okay, so it's going to be kind of in that direction.
Don't ask me why, but I get the idea there may be nothing to find in this wasteland. How about you? I said, don't ask me why, but I get the idea there may be nothing to find in this wasteland. How about you? Pal, out here in the Badlands, I'm a lightning rod with legs. Consider me on a cocoa break till the storm is history.
Cocoa break. Is that drug code? I don't have a mouse cursor, so I think, do I just have to sit out the storm too? Am I on a cocoa break? Are we all on a cocoa break? Okay, I clicked the mouse. I assume, I mean, if it's got to be here then, right? Oh, I should have thought that the cue would be...
Dinos in the darkness, murder in their eyes. 20 tons of trouble, brains been zombified. Let's kick some brain back to where they came from, back to where they came from. Let's kick some brain back to where they came from, to the far side of the moon. Call the military, they're eating mom and dad.
It won't let me... Okay, there it goes. Well, we kicked some brain. No one can claim otherwise. That's a haunting product that I kind of want to get into more another time, honestly. Which is scary. There's some stuff that I'm just not even sure if this is even going to be a video game or not. Let's just load this one up real quick. I just want to know. Because it sounds like the dopest. If this is a game, it's going to be a real good one. Let's kick some brain. The rules of golf. Yes, what I should know. A brief content. The rules of... Yes, what should I know? To me, this is the CDI. Shit like this, where you're just like, fucking what? Like you took a fucking pamphlet.
Welcome to the rules of golf from CDI.
You are looking at a door leading to a fantastic world of knowledge for you to acquire. The keys to this door are called menus, choice frames, and audio-visual essays.
Go on.
Don't let the words frighten you. What's in a word? And there's something
Here's a
more.
word.
This
Motherfucker.
fascinating world is under your control.
Why don't you try to get into it right now, just for a moment? Click your control and interrupt me. Finding your way back will be surprisingly easy.
You see, one really doesn't have to know.
I interrupted her.
Way back will be surprisingly easy.
You see, one really doesn't have to know all the meanings of every button beforehand to explore this disc.
Trial and error is the name of the game, and besides, Exploring is exciting.
I like the idea that they have to like try to explain
So,
the controls to people
take
that would
control
never
of the
have
program
played a video
and
game,
show
and they're
us
just like,
that
just do a
pioneering
thing.
spirit of yours.
It's just,
Of
but they
course,
can't come
we
out and
don't
just say
know
like,
what kind of
it's
control
like a
you're
book, but we're
using.
reading it to you.
There are several kinds. The mouse, the remote control, and various others. But the purpose of any control is to enable you to move a cursor around the screen. This cursor is your television caddy. It is your assistant,
It's my
allowing you to
television
choose the
caddy.
right equipment for any move at the right moment.
So, how do you make selections? Well, each control must have at least one button. It says, come on, try this. So, if, for example, you're using the mouse, whichever button you press, you're telling your CDI player, yes, that's it.
Let's have a go at this.
Yes,
me
let's
try
have a go with
this.
this.
This is the thing.
All right, let me see.
And if you're in doubt about what to do, just silence me by clicking and see for yourself. Both the cursor control and your button,
Yep, this has just brought this
and
up.
see for yourself. Both the cursor control and your button let you pull the strings. The
Is this
choice
vaporwave?
is yours.
So, look at you now, practically in your golfing slacks facing the tee. What about the rules of golf?
We'll get to that. It's just 2 more hours of talking about how a mouse works.
Your disc has got a center point called on the course, the spot from which to start.
Since there's an awful lot to discover on this disc, the odds are that very soon we'll have lost track of you. Then again, there's no need for you to worry. If we lose you, you can return to us in no time if you feel like it. Take any screen. You see this little golf ball in the top left corner? Pushing it will get you back on the course in an instant.
Okay,
Welcome home. And there's more you might need.
great. What else?
Firstly, clicking the Back To banner allows you to retrace your steps so that you can take another look at each of your stops while returning on the course. Secondly, the question mark explains all the ins and outs of your current stop.
Okay.
Would you believe it? The disc has become a tool in your hands.
Now, let's see what it can do for you.
I want to play golf on a compact disc. That's the best image I may have ever seen in my life right there. I wonder if it eventually will come up and be like, all right, you didn't hit a button. Oh, no. Okay. Okay, we're on the course now. Help.
Yes. Can I help you? Please click at the program you're interested in.
What's that button for?
Please click at the items you want information about. Clicking the gavel will get you to our decisions program. Here, you can examine some 1,000 examples of difficult game situations and their ruling. This button allows you to end your exploration of the... Thank you, and have a nice day.
No, thanks. No, I'm sorry. I have to know what a brief content is, because what
Yes, can I help you?
the fuck's that?
Please click at the program you're interested in.
Golf.
Uh-huh.
It's beauty. It's nature. It's the sport of kings.
It's also quite a challenge.
Says you. I get it in the windmill every time.
After all, it's no
Uh-oh.
easy matter for
That's a
someone
bad
to
lie.
chase a tiny little golf ball in 4 strokes over 400 meters, that's about 437 yards, of ferocious bunkers and aggressive water hazards into a minute hole.
That's true, but there is one more thing. The rules of
I'm
the
high
game.
as hell. That's the one more thing.
Golf is described by
Some 9 paragraphs of etiquette
41
It's
definitions.
like fucking Gran Turismo Sport all of a sudden.
and 34 rules.
with all their clauses, subclauses, appendices.
They constitute what might be called the golf code.
Like any code, it contains a whole series of instructions concerning the interpretation of various situations.
Do not bring shame upon your family by violating the golf code.
Decisions of the rules of golf. Provides some 1,000 interpretations of specific game situations.
Okay.
Now, it's an open secret that there are hardly any golf players who know all the rules by heart.
I'm a golf player. I don't know all the rules.
Indeed, every year professionals are caught violating rules they don't even know. Incomprehensible? Not quite. Would you enjoy plowing through a law book?
You needn't even try. This CDI disc
Take this disc
makes
and break it
laws
in half.
come
You don't even
alive
need this.
whenever you think the time is right. Caught in a water hazard? Dear me, who's going to tell me what to do?
I don't know. Let me get my
CDI.
CDI out here on the course.
A loose impediment?
Let me go
or
back to the
obstruction?
golf cart.
Don't ask
Caddy,
me.
That's
put
right.
this disc in
Ask
the CDI.
CDI.
Spin it up. We got to figure out what to do now.
Are they outside agencies or not?
You name it. This disc contains 4 major chapters.
Okay.
First of all, you can read the text of the rules in its legal form.
Fun.
Feel
Oh,
free to have us explain
well presented,
words
I
you
see.
don't understand by clicking on them. A video will help you to understand the rule. Rule 1. The game.
Rule 1 is the main rule describing the basics of the game. It gives us a definition of the game.
we're not going to tell you what it
Golf
is. We're just going to tell you
consists of
what it
playing a ball from a
is.
tee
You know what I
and
mean?
round into the hole by a stroke
Like they didn't have the
or
rights to the
successive
rules.
strokes
They can talk about the rules, but
in
can't just tell you the
accordance with
rules.
All those problematic game situations that St. Andrews gave a ruling about, all those decisions are explained on this disc.
Just study the problem.
Have it visualized. Think of an answer.
Thank you for visualizing
check.
it for me.
Are you right?
Again, any words you don't understand? That's what the dictionary is for.
Learning rules is no easy task, but you're doing just fine. And
I
there's
feel
a
like
great
I'm
way to become even
Doing
greater.
great.
Our quiz. You can play it alone or with friends.
Hey, friends, want to come over and take the golf quiz with me? Text up now. There you
yes,
go.
but all this talking about rules, isn't it practice that makes perfect?
No.
Maybe. But if you want the perfect game you are playing to be called golf, you'll have to play it by the rules of golf.
Again with the book.
Besides, the word rules must not necessarily make you think of a tedious set of do's and don'ts. Many of them are indispensable to guide you through nasty situations.
Have a great time piloting. We bet the more you invest in learning all
Hit the
about
ball
your game,
through the hole on the
more you'll
giant
get out of
disc.
it. Remember, people who don't water their gardens don't get roses.
That's
From
a good
now
point.
on, you can go your own way on the course. Have a good time.
Wow. This is, okay. All right. The rules of golf, the decisions, the dictionary, and the quiz. I'm tempted just to jump right to the quiz, but I've heard so much about the rules now that... Oh. Oh, boy. Oh, well, what's a teeing ground? Thank you for making me push the down arrow to get this, like, one additional line of text. Back to the rules. Transition. Boom.
Rule 1. The game.
This rule
It's time to play the
describes
game.
basics of the game.
It's
It
all
gives
about the
us its
game
definition.
and how you play it.
Golf consists of playing a ball from the teeing ground into the hole by a stroke or successive strokes, in accordance with the rules.
This definition tells the players that they should play the game by the rules.
And that no player shall take any action to influence the position or the movement of the ball,
So, play the ball as it lies.
and play the course as you find it.
Players have the responsibility to familiarize themselves with not only the rules, but also with the local rules.
Local rules, including there are no rules.
A
We play
breach of the
extreme rules
through
around here.
ignorance is still a breach, which will result in a penalty.
From who?
Players who agree to waive a rule will be disqualified.
From what?
The rules cannot cover everything, and when the particular situation is not covered, the committee shall rule in equity.
In other words, it's for the committee to do what is fair.
Huh. We think you were handshaking deals out there about saying that the sand trap was as good as a hole in one.
Those who want to know more about Rule 1, click Decisions.
To know more about Rule 1, I can eat a dick straight up. Well, no, we'll stick with Rule 1 here, because... Alright, yes, exerting influence on ball. What's a caddy? Look at these fucking dudes. See also, Goldie looking chain. Ball thrown into bounds by outside agency and played. Caddy aware of action of outside agency. A's ball was found lying inbounds, and A played a shot towards the green. Then a lady appeared and said that A's ball had come to rest out of bounds in her garden. She said she had thrown it onto the course and had told A's caddy what she had done. The caddy had not reported this to A. What is the ruling? We hit the lady in the head with a golf club? I don't know. Rule. No, I don't know. Read it to me, man. I don't know. A wrong ball. I don't back. How do I back to the decisions, man? Image. Okay. All right. That's answer. A must assume responsibility for his caddy's failure to tell him what the lady said. A's ball was no longer the ball in play when it came to rest out of bounds. Therefore, it was a wrong ball. See definitions of ball, 3 L's. I want to see the definition of ball in play. Oh. Okay, it was a wrong ball. When A played a stroke with the wrong ball, he incurred the penalty prescribed in Rule 15, and in stroke play was obliged to proceed under Rule 27-1. Which, as we all know, Rule 27-1 is if a ball is lost outside a water hazard or is out of bounds, then the player shall play a ball under penalty of 1 stroke as nearly as possible at the spot from which the original ball was last played. And a penalty for breach of Rule 27-1. Loss of hole. Stroke play, that's 2 strokes in stroke play. Match play, you lose the hole. You just lose the hole. What's a hole? You know, this was before the internet existed. This is before there was a Wikipedia that you could just, like, click on things to read about other things. This is hypertext in its rawest, realist form. I guess this technically was not before the internet. Also, maybe that's important to say. There's no music or talking anymore, and this is dire.
Yes. Can I help you?
Help,
Please click at the items you want
Is
information
there
about.
like a gun I can click on?
Thank you, and have a nice day. Yes. Can I help you? Please click at the items you want information about.
Get me out of here. Like, I feel like
Thank
there's
you,
no, like,
and
main
have a nice
menu
day.
button. It's just back. Like, we've gone so far down a rabbit hole that it's just back, 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 back. And...
Rule 27. Ball lost or out of bounds.
Mm-hmm.
Provisional ball.
Yes.
If you lose a ball, you incur a penalty of stroke and distance. Meaning
I'm going to
that you
piss in this
incur a
tree.
penalty of 1 stroke, and you must
I'm
play
going to
your
stroke
next
for
stroke
distance in this
as
tree.
nearly as possible at the spot from which the original ball was last played.
If you feel that your ball may be lost outside a water hazard or out of bounds, then to save time,
Look at my
you may
pants.
play a provisional. We'll explain the procedure in a minute.
A ball is lost
In
when
exactly a
it's not
minute?
found
What?
or identified within 5 minutes after you started the search.
It's also lost when you put another ball into play, even if you haven't searched for the original one.
Or when you continue to play with the provisional ball, even after you reach the place where your original is likely to be. If you don't follow the correct procedure of this rule, you will incur the general penalty of a loss of hole in match play or of 2 strokes in stroke play.
So what's a provisional ball?
It's a handy option to prevent you from having to walk back to your previous position if your ball is lost or out of bounds. Every time there's a slight chance that your ball may be lost or out of bounds, you may play a provisional ball. Before doing so, you'll have to inform your opponents or fellow competitors
This is my
that you want
provisional
to play a
ball.
provisional
See?
ball.
If you don't announce your intention, this ball won't be a provisional, but it will become your ball in play. Your original is regarded as lost, and you'll incur the stroke and distance penalty automatically.
Oh, no.
The provisional ball should be played after your opponent or fellow competitor has made his stroke and before you go forward to search for the original ball.
If you play a provisional ball when you're not allowed to,
For example,
kill
if
you,
see a
man.
ball clearly
I'll
land
just
in a water
kill you.
hazard, and thus it's presumably not lost outside a water hazard,
then you incur the stroke and distance penalty, and the ball becomes the ball in play.
The ball becomes the ball.
if you play a ball under the presumption that it is a provisional, but in fact it is your ball in play, then you're in dangerous territory.
Uh-oh.
Because if you then find your original ball and continue with that original, you're actually playing a wrong ball, with all the consequences.
If you have correctly played a provisional, you can continue playing with it, until you reach the area where your original ball is likely to be.
Arriving here, you have the option to search.
What if you don't search for your original and continue to play with your provisional ball?
Then your original ball will be regarded as lost, and the provisional ball becomes the ball in play, under the penalty of stroke and distance. Furthermore, if you do search and the original ball can't be found in 5 minutes, it is also lost, and the provisional ball becomes the ball in play, under the penalty of stroke and
Oh,
distance.
God.
Now, what if the original ball is found within 5 minutes?
Yeah, what if?
Then you must continue play with it and simply pick up the provisional ball. Strokes made with the provisional don't count, and the next shot must be played with the original ball.
So what happens if you find that your original ball is in an impossible lie?
You can't declare it lost and play on with the provisional, because if the original is found, you'll have to play it, and therefore abandon
You'll have
the
to
provisional.
lie and pretend you didn't find it.
So you'll either have to play it or declare it unplayable, and continue under Rule 28.
This concludes our explanation of Rule 27.
Thanks.
There are, however, some interesting situations that are discussed elsewhere on this disc.
Where?
Those interested may click Decisions.
Great. I love interesting player directs caddy not to search for his ball until others can assist. That's fucked up, man. This dude's like, what? 3 minutes. That's it. 3 minutes. Wow. I feel like I learned a lot. There's another offering for the CDI here that we're not going to launch here. It is called The Pleasure of Sex, the Interactive Encyclopedia of Sex, which, if it's as hot as the rules of golf, then, the CDI is probably the perfect gaming platform. And that's just all there is to it. Rule 27-1 of sex is, it's also about provisional balls. Now we're going to put all those rules to use with our friend Eugene Levy. With Eugene Levy.
Ah, the good old days, when miniature golf was a quaint but risky pastime. The problem was, either it was too hot
Hot hole.
or too wet, or too cold, or too dangerous. But that was then. And this is now.
Hey, greetings, putters. I'm Rollo the Goofball. I mean, golf ball. Welcome to Wacky
You
Golf,
cut up.
the miniature golf theme park that picks up where the other golf courses leave off. You're about to enter a fully enclosed, climate-controlled marvel of CDI mini-golf technology, and I'll be your guide.
The number of CDI
Prepare
games
to
that talk to you about the
experience 18 of
CDI
the
are
world's toughest holes. But in
something
the
else,
comfort
man.
of your own living room. How about that, huh? So, let's go play.
Tickets, please.
Yow! Thanks for reminding me, you oversized can opener. Sorry about the delay. Now, here we go. 1, 2, 3.
I'm starting to think this guy's more of a goofball than a golf ball.
Welcome to the clubhouse, your first stop at Wacky Golf. This is where you'll get everything you need for that first tee up. So look around if you like. You can take a little demo tour of the park. Use our practice hole to practice. Resume your previous game if you've played here before by going right out onto the golf course. Sign in for a new game. Or leave and go back to where you came from before you got here. Just move your golf ball cursor to wherever you want to go and press an action button to start. At Wacky Golf, up to 4 players can play together. Write in the name of the first player in your group by using the keyboard of letters over to the...
I get it.
Okay, number 2 goes after number 1. You're next.
Done.
Voila! Now that you've signed in, here's where you get to choose your stand-in golfer. And let me tell you, these are 12 of the miniature golf world's finest athletes. Once you've made your choice, whenever you see your golfer in the game, it's your turn to putt.
Oh.
To select your golfer, just move your golf ball to the one you want and press an action button.
I'm thinking this dude is pretty cool.
Looks like there's no carts, so start walking.
Oh, what a burn.
The American Dream Hole.
Ah, the American dream. The split-level home, the two-car garage, the high-powered rifle under the front seat of the car. Doesn't get much better than this, huh?
So I guess, I mean, I feel like I want to hit right, but so I don't, these are the options. Left, middle, right. Let's go right. Let's try middle then. Okay, so I guess there is a bit of a timing component, but kind of not really. No, because it's like, is this just like a Dragon's Lair thing? Is it just like, now I need to do right because that's how it gets around him? Yeah. Oh. It's a wrong ball. Oh, now I'm all the way back here. Let's try left. Okay. So it's middle to get right here. And then it's got to be left, I guess. Oh, wait, it's coming from the other side. Oh, okay. All right.
Good apple pie. Stuff. Next time, try one of these.
Got to play it where it lies. Nope, apparently that's it. This is fascinating in its own weird way of being,
The lost
you know,
hole of Atlantis. You know, they call
a Dragon's
Atlantis the
Lair
missing
type of-
continent, but if they'd had miniature golf, how much could they have been missing? You know,
what a weird thing. I don't hate it. Let's try and hit it into the guy. Take this, fuckface. I deserve that. Couldn't be bothered to... Well, all right. Well, I guess middle it is, then. Feeling like right is the answer here. I was wrong. What? What? Did I not pick middle last time? Was I just jerk the mouse in the wrong direction? Well, let's try left, I guess. Cool. Awesome. I guess it's middle then. Apparently middle didn't work that time. Maybe there is a timing element. There must be.
Stroke limit! You've reached the stroke limit. You can press the give up sign and go to the
Eugene,
next
can we get
hole,
2 more
or
takes of you
can
saying
stay and play.
stroke
No
limit?
pain, no gain. But remember, now that you've reached the stroke limit, your score for this hole is final.
All right, no, Is it a different... There we go. I guess it's when it's coming down, I gotta do it. Great. Great. I don't think there's a way for me to just shoot. Yeah, I think middle is always going to be that. So maybe there's a timing thing. No, that makes it and then hits this, and then now we're screwed again. This is a quality video game. You can't skip it when you get it right. You can only skip it when you get it wrong. Did it on the right frame. Hooray!
You've beheld the wonders of Atlantis. You will now forget all that you have seen. Repeat this phrase. Atlantis does not exist. Atlantis does not exist. Atlantis does not exist.
One more hole, and then I think I'm going to call it a night.
The shark soup hole. Just when you thought it was safe to go back on the putting green, here comes the only miniature golf hole with teeth.
Wow.
With teeth. Oh, I'd kill myself sometimes.
I deserve that, I guess. Caught that one too. Nailed it. I don't want to do this anymore.
Stroke limit! You've reached the stroke limit. You can press the give up sign and go to the next hole, or you can stay
Well,
and play.
I've
No
reached my
pain,
stroke
no
limit.
gain. But remember,
Sorry,
now that
I can
you've
only
reached
stream on
stroke
the
limit,
internet
your score for this
for a
hole
certain
is
amount of time,
final.
and then I hit my stroke limit. You know how it goes. There we go. Just needed to time it. Just needed to time it better.
How's the wife?
Well,
Stroke limit. Well, thanks everybody for hanging out. And thank you for taking me to the stroke limit tonight. No, yeah, that's what I said. Yeah. Have a great week. You know, it's Monday. Got a whole week ahead of us. Play it cool. And, yeah. Get out there. Find your own personal stroke limit. Why don't you?